everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That Minis, where we interview fans about their favorite songs. This is where the fans are the stars. I am naturally Elise, and as my bro,
JR.
Hey, and today we have one of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Yes.
Maxine joining us. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, Booze. Hey. So happy to be here. I'm honored that you asked me to be down with you.
Yeah, gang, gang, gang. But but first, before we get into the song you chose and everything, tell us about yourself, whatever you wanted people to know.
Let's see. I am a fairly new podcaster. I have a show called Mostly Max and Other Things that you can find on all the places, and I mostly ramble and rant. And I do interviews with my favorites, and I've spoken to two of my favorites right here. So that's an upcoming episode. It's going to be litty lit. Yes. I'm also the owner of an HR consultancy. So in my real for real life, I'm an HR lady. And I am also the co-founder of a nonprofit called Present Future Foundation, which helps women basically pay for those expenses around scholarship that are not covered by regular normally scholastic scholarships. So like if a woman needs a certification, or if she wants to take a test, or she wants to go to a conference to help enhance her career and give her all of those things so that she can get that one thing so she can get in the door, that's what we help provide.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So what song did you pick to talk about today?
I picked Donny Hathaway's legendary I Know It's You from his Extensions of a Man album.
It's back there.
That one right there.
And over there.
Don't do that.
All right.
Gather.
So, how were you first introduced to that song?
I was introduced to Donny in general. Well, I used to hear his music growing up, but not like a lot. But in undergrad, I had a very terrible roommate who, while he was trash, he had great taste in music. And he used to play a lot of Donny. And basically, I was like, this is amazing. His voice is from heaven. I need to know more. So I went down the rabbit hole. There was an amazing record store right near my school. And I used to pull up, and I just went in there and cleared the joint. And I found Extensions of a Man and started playing it ad nauseum. The grabber at first for that album for me was Love, 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 because, perfection.
I love that. Oh my God. Max, you're the best.
Just his voice and just the emotion. And I've been a fan forever, basically, since then. That's my man,
Mm-hmm. So what made you pick I Know It's You?
I picked this song because of how the way he interprets it, and like he it's like he's ministering to you, because he always takes you to church even if you're not ready for that moment. Mm-hmm. And it felt like he was speaking about my relationship at the time with my then probably fiance. And just like, nothing feels better than being in my baby's arms. He's been they've been around me for a long time. Like, that's like the history right there. Because my husband and I have been together for almost 30 years and married this year for 15. Ooh, so like all of that just kind of resonated so deeply for me, especially when we were planning our wedding. So much so that I put it on our wedding CD.
The kids today will never know.
Last one to know about that. We gave it out as a favor, and it was one of the songs.
No.
So it just was such a perfect, like, it's a church song. He's giving praise, but he's also praising his partner for riding with him for everything. And that felt so personal and so like germane to my relationship. I just was like, this is it. Like, I don't have nobody else in mind. I know it's you. And we both feel that way. And I felt like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Because you're right. Because it's just the emotion that Donny, I call Donny the man of emotion. I always did when I first heard him, because it's just something in his voice that just, it grabs your soul and it takes you somewhere. And to hear this song, and it's the last song on the album, it's kind of like, damn, Donny, you gonna end it like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just,
he had the nerve.
The audacity.
The nerve.
The audacity. How dare you?
Yes, because you just coming off of Love, Love, Loves and The Slums and Magdalena and all that. And then he's ending it with like telling this person that he's like, I know it's you. I'm like, you are it for me.
I don't need to know anybody else. I don't know nothing else about nobody.
And it's just like, oh my God, Donny. I'm like, and then he didn't even write the song.
Yes, Leon Ware.
His ability to interpret songs is just
like it's his. You know,
every single time. He's amazing.
And Leon Ware is horrible. I'm sorry, as a writer, because if you think about it, he has this song. Then he has the Jackson 5, Don't Say Goodbye Again.
Woo, woo.
You know what I'm saying? He got that. Then he got the, what's his name? David Ruffin and Jimmy Ruffin, Your Love Is Worth Fighting For. Like, I'm like, what is, like, then even he took it back some Motown days in like 66 with the Martha Reeve and the Vandellas. He got Tell Me I'll Never Be Alone. Like, Leon, what was wrong? Like,
what's going on with you, brother? What's really happening right now?
Yes, I'm like, and then, so when I saw it was him, I said, damn, man, him and these damn songs, it's not depressing, but it is, and it's just like, and then with Donny doing it.
And Donny just an interpreter of music, the way he just interprets it and just changes the whole meaning of it. Like, nobody really has that ability. Like, he was one of one. Like, that's it. We're not getting no more of that. Like, Cass trying, but
and then the chord and tempo change every time when he goes, it is you, like, that's where I cry. As soon as that like, when am I ever speechless? Like, it's just,
like when he hits some of them notes, like once he hits like the chord change and he hits that growl, like he wants you to understand. No, you're not listening. Nobody else rates, just you. Oh,
you know what my favorite, and I actually texted this line to JR this morning. First off, I was very upset this morning because I was like, oh, you know, I do need to listen to the song right before we talk to Max. So I'm just going to play the record, right?
And I didn't respond after she said it.
And I was sitting here editing a video, and I was editing a video, which what I was editing was super silly and crazy. And I was sobbing.
Oh, sorry.
And so I tweeted Max today. I was like, I am sitting here sobbing over this Donny Hathaway song, and I'm like in a really good mood. And I was like, Max, you know what you did.
But I told her when she hit me, it was like, yo, she picked I Know It's You. I just said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that was it. That was it. I didn't say anything else. I was like, no, like in my mind, while I'm saying this, I'm like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
She did.
And I said nothing else.
Sorry.
So when Elise hit me this morning, it was like, I'm going to listen to the song before the show. And I was just like, I'm not going to say a word. And the next thing you know, she was like, JR, I am sobbing.
Yeah. And so Extension of a Man is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, it's in the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't 3. So,
Catch that.
So, and my favorite song of all time is on this album, which is Someday We'll All Be Free, which is tattooed on my arm. Like
that's when I knew I liked you, because you showed that tat like randomly on Instagram. I don't think we knew each other well, then, and I was like, I like that girl. Donny on her body, yeah, I'm with it. Because that song, I used to wake up every morning before going to my corporate hellscape, and I'd play that song every morning, to the point where, like, even now, like at the top of that song, just him hitting that "hang on to the world," and I'd fall apart,
Yes.
weeping.
But he told you, don't let the spin get you down, though. Boom.
And that was it.
But it's so crazy because then he starts the album with "I love the Lord, you heard my cry."
Woo!
Then he goes into that. I'm like, but then he like, all right, I done took you through all these emotions. Now I'm gonna just let you fly easy. You gonna do all this? And now it's time to fly easy. Like, okay, I done took you through all these emotions. You've been crying, you've been going crazy, but now I'm just gonna fly easy. I was like, well, thank you, Donny, for letting me have this moment.
We'll give you a moment, like a little instrumental moment as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we're gonna go back to pounding you into the ground. Okay, great.
Right. Because then he goes in, I love you more than you'll ever know. I'm like,
that's another thing. Like, he got that ability, man. Like,
yes, he does.
Like,
yeah, that song is so haunting.
Woo, my God, I love you more than you. Oh my God.
You know, actually, my favorite from him is actually on the second album, which is Giving Up, and I got that in my house.
Let me tell you something about Giving Up.
And oh my God, that's my favorite song from him. His cover, the way he did it, that song was made for Donny. Even though, you know, what's his name? Something Russell. I forgot his name. He's not important. But I'm just saying, like, Donny got that song and it was his, and he
cleared it. He cleared it. Like, he was good for clearing somebody of their music, like Aretha was. Aretha was like, that's not yours no more. What you talking about? That's her. Somebody else did it.
We don't think of "Song for You" from anybody else.
No,
absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. No.
Okay, she got it.
No
ones on that one. Absolutely
no
not.
ones. I don't listen to any other version.
Doesn't rate.
And I shan't.
I mean, I've heard terrible versions of it, and it's like
terrible.
You can keep it. I am uninterested in any of what you talk about with this here. Please get her off the stage immediately.
So Max, in your song, my favorite line of the song is, "Home is a castle you built in my mind. I'm home anywhere, anytime."
Yeah, that one hits me right in the chest. Because again, liking it to our relationship, everything exists around our home, right? Like, even our engagement pictures, everything was around home. Like, we took the pictures on the stoop. We, like, you know, some, like, everything is home, like, for us, and wherever he is, that's home. Wherever I am, that's home for him. But, like, it just superimposed itself over everything. You know what I mean? Which is why I picked it to go on the legendary CD favor, because it just perfectly encapsulates our history and, like, all the things, like how we passed all the tests from the good and the bad. Like, come on, man. Like, just.
And what's interesting, the thing about Donny, he's gonna make you cry with it. Like it's actually a very happy song.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It is. He is talking about how y'all have beat all of it. And still to this day, ain't nobody for me but you.
Right.
That's it. This is a love song, but he's fucking weep.
Like, he gets into your soul on that. And it's not even, you're not even supposed to cry. Like you said, he's ministering to us. Yes. And I think that's when that spirit comes in. And it brings out that emotion, because Donny can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I almost think that the way that Donny interpreted the lyrics, that it almost gives me a feel of, I've had all these, it almost feels like I had a whole bunch of strife and fucked up relationships and stuff, and I finally, like, I get that feeling, like a, like,
relief. I've made it home now, like, and that's wherever you are.
You You know what I felt when I heard it for the first time? Like when I heard this album in full for the first time and I heard that song, I felt like Donny, in my opinion, and maybe it's wrong, I felt like, Donny kind of told his story through his music, no matter if it was a sample, no matter what it was. And to me, I always felt like Donny was asking for help. Like, this is what he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want. Like, I want this so much, and I haven't had it. And we know that, Donny has schizophrenia and all that. So it's like, I felt like he was like, y'all, this is the life that I want. This is what I want. I want a love that is just the best thing in the world. And I want my life to be great, but I'm in this world that's just so horrible, but I'm going to sing it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm singing it for love, but it's still a sadness in it. And that's what I got from it. Do y'all?
Like that translated in a lot of his music though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, with Someday We'll All Be Free, I have to find it. I wrote about that song, and I felt that when he was singing it, that he didn't believe what he was singing, like he was trying to convince himself.
Yeah.
Because it don't sound like no freedom song. It sounds bonded, and that's why I like Bond so much to it, because I've been in a place where I was trying to convince myself I didn't believe it, but I was like, I'm gonna keep saying it, and I'm keep saying it, and I mean, to where he's like, and it won't be long. It's like I'm
Because the producer said when Donny heard it, the final mix, he cried. Like he literally cried at the final mix, because again, I think at least he was trying to convince himself, like, everything gonna be all right. Just keep saying it. It will be fine. It will be fine. It will be fine. And you know how that ended, but
it was an affirmation for himself and for all of us as well.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, with Love, 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 he's like, love, 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 why'd you take so long to come to me?
Yeah.
It's always, ooh.
He was in his Marvin bag on that too.
Yeah.
Because he had just heard what's the name of the joint that they didn't even want to release?
You're the man. Oh, you talking about What's Going On?
Yeah. And you could hear the influence.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And like, again, it was like this longing, this want for this perfection, like this beautiful life that he felt was elusive to him.
That's a great word choice, longing. That's yeah.
And you can hear it in all of his songs. That's the thread. Longing is the thread that goes through it all,
That's perfect.
Yeah, because now that I'm thinking about how he interprets a song for you, it's longing.
Yeah.
In everything, even the joyful shit. You know what I mean? Even the up-tempo stuff that he did with Roberta, it was like back together again. You can
still hear it.
Think of it, yeah.
You can still hear it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think the other song that takes me down from him, which is, that's pretty much all of them, but For All We Know will get me to public weeping. Ooh. For All We Know, boy, just like, again, the longing.
It's got to chill. Like, oh my God.
Like, you can hear him, like, he believes it's very possible we may never meet again. And once he, the way he phrases it, his phrasing, just the way he hits it, just right into the pocket every fucking time. And you get your ass beat every time. And like, as soon as he's like, that before we go, let's make this moment sweet again. Water falling down my face. I got to see his daughter do her tribute stuff to him a couple years back. And I was like, if she sings For All We Know in this fucking park, I am going to weep openly. And she did. And I was weeping openly. Like, because it was such a treat already, because all I'd ever wanted was to hear her do her daddy songs, right?
Right.
I wanted to hear, I knew Layla had the chops. She wasn't no bum. Like, she trained. She got the sauce from her daddy. You know it. You hear it in her voice, right? So I knew she was going to tear that motherfucker down. And that's exactly what she did. Bereft, weeping, in this damn park.
I don't think I could have handled it either.
Ooh, it was hard.
I love her father so much. So I would have probably been there weeping with you like, this is unfair.
Many feelings.
And look, I kind of already cry at every concert anyway. Chad, you should have seen me at Solange or at Rasan Patterson.
Oh, wow.
Gone. Like openly weeping.
I'm trying to think of another concert where I cried.
Mine was Mary, because she did I Never Want to Live Without You and she never did it on tour before.
Really?
And this was the first tour that I went to, and she did it. And my mom took me to go see it. We was like in the third row. And I just heard, yeah, and my mother looked and she knew, and it just started. It just started. And I just started, and my mom was like, I'm gonna let him have it. Because she'd be like, man, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she let me have that moment because Mary never did it on tour. So to see that, I was just like,
that's the best. When you get to see something you love, and they don't really.
Yeah. And for her to do it, it was like being in the. I knew because she looked at me, and as soon as she looked, she saw like I was
going down,
and she went, I can't look at them.
Because you just set her off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I just discreetly turned to the side and just fucking wept.
Child, I was at Solange. I ain't turned to no side. And I went to the show by myself. Woo. And I made me some fast friends. It was two girls in the row behind me that was super sweet. And they was like, you are home girl for the night.
Right.
And I was just praying to the sky.
I think I cut up. I didn't cry, but I was hopping around like I was in church when I finally saw Bilal do Sometimes.
Ooh.
He did Sometimes in concert. It was supposed to be like a Prince, thing where he was doing Prince songs, but he was doing it with Michelle Ndegeocello, and she deaded him doing any Prince songs because she had just dropped that album of covers. Yeah. And she was like, only person doing Prince in this bitch is me. So he couldn't do none of that, which was sooked because I really wanted to hear him do the Beautiful Ones again.
Yeah.
The only person who did any justice to that during the big tribute phase when he first passed. Yeah. But he did Sometimes. And when I tell you, I cut up, I started flailing in there. It was, my friend was like, calm down. I was like, you don't understand.
No.
I cut up so bad. Especially when you talk about busting her ass. Yeah. I was like, break my foot up your ass.
My foot up your ass.
That big growl at the end of that note, boy.
Oh. Yeah.
My
part is like, you ain't good to me. Woo. Yes.
Yes. Talk about ministering.
Okay.
Oh. Give it a word. Like, I want you to know, bitch, all the reasons why I am tired of your shit. You are blessed and highly favored that I was born properly and raised right, or I'd have fucked you up already.
I need you to thank my mother right now.
Right.
Because
for teaching me not to put hands on women, because I would break my foot up off in your ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes.
Yes. Well, Max, thank you. Can you let us know, let the people know how they can find you if you want to be found?
You're right.
I always preface it with that because some people don't want to be found, and that's fine.
I get it. I wouldn't want to be found either. But they can find me on Twitter at Mostly Max. And that's where I do all the other ramblings and arting shady shit.
Please go listen to her podcast. I hit Elise all the time. I love it. Because it's so New York, so it's so home for me. Because I just love when you go off. Like, I love it. I'll be like, uh-oh, she's about to do it.
It's like, don't do it. Do it. But don't do it. Do it. Do that shit.
Go do it.
Yes. So yes, like JR said, check out her podcast. And just her Twitter ramblings are very fun.
Yes.
I have moments. Every
time Max tweets, like retweet.
on now.
But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us, Max.
A pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to like this whole rollout because I know it's gonna be bomb.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
girl, everybody has been.
Yes.
So I brought y'all down.
No,
Rich Max takes down the R&B representatives.
On the next Behind the Music.
Look, we all made it without crying, so shout out to us.
Good. Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
I think this is the first time I got up and ran around the church during an episode of anything. It's
I
usually
know
JR.
I was like, is she coming back?
For all we know.
Don't get me to think about that song now.
Yes. But yes. Peace out, y'all. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Catch That Minis, where the fans are the stars, and where we talk about people's favorite songs and what it means to them, and just get to know people that way. I am naturally Elise, and that is my partner over there.
They are.
Hey, and today we are welcoming our good buddy. Well, we call him Neltron because that's his one of his screen names. But our good friend Vernell.
How y'all doing? Thank y'all for having me so much. I appreciate this, really.
Yeah, we're so glad you did it. He's one of our favorite folks to talk about music and life with. So it's dope to have you here.
Absolutely.
Have me, y'all. Appreciate this.
So before we get to the song that you chose today, just tell the folks a little bit about yourself, whatever you want them to know.
Well, I'm from New Orleans. Lived in Atlanta. 1988, came back to New Orleans. Served in the military for 8 years. Now we reside in Slidell, which is about 20 minutes outside of New Orleans. And yeah, I'm just a regular human being with the love of music, just like y'all.
Hey.
Yeah.
So what song did you pick today that's in your top 10 R&B songs of all time?
Well, it's from this album here. The I Want You album is actually the I Want You song. And so that's what I picked.
Okay.
Which bugged me out. But
Why? Why it bugged you out? That's what I want to know. Why did it bug you out?
honestly, I didn't think that you were going to go with Marvin, to be honest with you. I really think I didn't. I thought, honestly, you was going to go with like LTD or something. Honestly.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
I was like, he's going to go that way. So when you did this, I was like.
Had to throw a curveball, bro.
Yes.
Yep.
So when were you introduced to I Want You by Marvin Gaye?
I want to say it was, so I heard it as a child, right? And then as I got older, I started getting more into Stevie and Marvin. But when I started getting to vinyl, collecting vinyl, that's what it was. And I played it. And then actually when I heard the deluxe, well, when I first heard I Want You, I was a little kid. I was about 6 or 7. And then as I got older, I started paying attention to it more. And I bought the I Want You Deluxe. And there's a version on there where it's just vocals and bass line. And I can hear his voice. His voice is, and that's, yeah. So about 6 or 7.
Okay.
I was about to be like, he better not say, oh, I heard it in the bedroom, you know.
No, that was later. That was later.
Okay.
That was the go-to. Yeah, that was, get the, what y'all call it? Get the
put it
draw.
on that GTD list. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Charles trying to snitch on somebody.
Hey, it's all good.
No, I wasn't.
It's all. We all need loving. We all gotta, those nights when you need that warm body.
But JR be trying to start stuff, and that's what he's doing. So, back to the lecture at hand.
Oh,
no,
man.
Seriously. What? Why is it your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. The way he's singing to Janice, it's like you could feel the sincerity, the vulnerability in his voice is, he's serious. He means what he says. Like, I want you, but I want you to want me too. And I just, the arrangement, the musical arrangements, the bass, just everything about that song is it's just a beautiful song, you know, of a man confessing his love for a woman, which they don't really do that too much these days, but he went in his bag on that one. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And you know, actually one of the reasons that I love this song is, and I'm gonna use one of my friend Lauren's phrases, it's a consent carol. It's like, he's like, I want you, but I want you to want me too. I don't want to just throw this on you. I want it to be a back and forth.
Reciprocity, yes.
Yes, and I really appreciate that about that song, because that's something you don't hear a lot at all in any era of music, actually. And so for somebody to be like, not like, come back, baby, it's like, no, I want you, but only if you cool with it, you know.
Right.
And I want you the right way.
It wasn't,
you know?
as forceful as he wasn't trying to persuade her as much as Teddy was on Come Home With Me.
Right.
Like, she was like, no, I don't want to. And he was,
Yeah.
and then by the end of the song, she comes home with him. But Marvin was more smooth with his. He had a little more finesse, you know.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I appreciate too.
Yeah, it was a little more player.
Oh yes.
and you know, because when I first heard I Want You, I was like, yo, I thought Marvin wrote it. Come to find out, he didn't. You know what I mean? He didn't. Arthur, what's his name? Arthur T. Boy Ross wrote it, which is Diana Ross's brother.
Yes, yes.
So he said, like, when he heard the song, like when he wrote it, it was supposed to be for Leon Ware,
right,
in his album. Right. But Berry Gordy heard it and was like, wait a minute, you need to
snatch it, bro. We gonna snatch that.
Yeah, right. He was like, yo, you give this to Marvin, like this don't. And then when Marvin heard it, he was like, yo, I love it. Like, okay, because you know, so it was it bugs me out that it was like, wow, after Let's Get It On, Marvin was like, yo, I don't want to do any more commercial stuff. Because he was done with the fame. Like, Marvin is one of those, it's like, that reminds me a little bit of Lauryn Hill. As far as the fame, they can't take that. It's a lot for them.
It causes them to go in this dark hole, man. Yeah. Like, performing, you remember the story, Marvin, before he would come on, he would be in the dressing room with the drug dealer in one room, the pimps, and then another room he had the preacher praying, like seriously praying. And so it was that duality and juxtaposition of bad versus evil, which is, you know, in our lifetime.
And see, and the thing about Marvin, he had been famous a long time.
Yeah.
I think people forget that of the breadth of Marvin's career. Yeah. Like, they go straight to the 70s.
Right. Straight to what's going on. And then let's get
and he had already been, shoot.
When did he get with the Moon Glows, y'all? When he was with Harvey Fuqua?
That was like 56, 57. And then Harvey Fuqua brought him to Motown.
Right.
Because he saw something with that. But it was just like, I think everybody goes to the 70s because that's when Marvin became the artist that we love. It's like everybody kind of dismissed the 60s. Even though Marvin wrote some of it, it was just the Motown sound. It was like by the 70s coming around, it was all about Marvin. It was like, this is him, this is his artistry, this is him. So people forget, and like you said, since this is 76, Marvin was already famous for like 15 years by now. Like, it's like, he's huge. But again, he dealing with the fame, and then again, he never came back from Tammy Terrell passing. That just messed him all up. You know what I mean? And then the industry and him with his wife, with Anna, and all that he was dealing with. And you know what I mean? And then he found a love like Jan, and it was like, ooh, I found somebody. And then the music kind of.
She was his muse. She was his muse at that time.
Muse,
you know? Yeah. And to know that, like, damn, he's writing it, and she's in the studio while he's singing that, and he's singing it to her, like, girl, as soon as we finish recording this, I'm gonna tear you up. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how has that song influenced you, whether personally or musically?
Yeah.
It made me go back to when I heard I Want You. It made me go back to what's going on, and then it got me into Let's Get It On, and then Here My Dear just blew my head off, you know, and so it impacted me personally with the ladies and just in life, just that whole album of I Want You. Like Come Live With Me is another one of my favorites too, but yeah. Have y'all heard the Come Live With Me, Leon Ware and Minnie Riperton's version?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes,
it's not as good as Marvin's, but it's still good because
it's good though. It's really good.
It is.
It really is. And that's when I was reading this article because another funny thing that you chose this because a month ago we just celebrated the 45th anniversary of this album.
Right.
I was seeing a lot of interviews, you know what I'm saying? Because we here love to do research, every last one of us. And I did, and I was looking and I saw that what's his name? Arthur T. Ross. He was saying he was in the studio with Minnie Riperton in one room, and he was writing "I Want You" for this. And it's just crazy that song "Come Live With Me, Angel." He did the duet with Minnie. Like it's just
that's amazing.
Like all of them was just in
that
a vibe,
good energy.
You know what I'm
that good energy, man.
Yeah, like I think Elise was saying in one of our Zooms, we was talking to somebody on our episodes, and she was like, during the 90s when you just had, you know what I'm saying? And this is during the time when it was like the My Life album, right? You got Faith here, you got David Hollister there, you got Casey and Jones, and everybody just
Jones,
singing. They just singing, like they just singing. And to know that Minnie was in this mix, you know what I'm saying? Then have Marvin in this mix and Leon Ware and all these people in this mix. And you just got this great album. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and like I like to tell people, music does not exist in a vacuum. There's so many factors. It depends on what's going on in the world, what's going on in your city, what's going on in that studio space, who's on the label. Like it's so many factors that why you get
where your geographical location. Like I heard people making records in Hawaii or Miami or up north. It depends on where you at. Because there's two different mixes for what's going on. There's one recorded in Detroit and one in LA, and you can hear the difference. Like in LA, it's more warmer. Detroit's version is cold and frigid, and it's amazing, man. That shit blows my mind.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm just like straight smiling, like.
What's wrong, Mira?
No, I was just smiling because I was just like, whoa, like it's real, like you know what I mean? Like
it is.
To talk about this, and y'all know I'm in my bag with this Motown head, but I'm in my bag. So for you to like really be going in, because some people don't be knowing what they're talking about. Hey, grandma, hey. See, some people talking about mess. So for you to even know that, and you to be like, yo, there was a Detroit mix and there was a Cali mix, and a lot of people don't even know that.
Because Barry was like, nah, dude. I'm gonna mix over yours and make it sound a little more polished and lush and warm. You could keep that Detroit mix as well. That's cool, but we're gonna create a deluxe one. So, you know, but yeah, Elise, how it impacted me, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Me and my wife, I don't know, we was at a party and we connected through that album. Like her dad was singing it. I'm like, oh, okay, father-in-law. All right, bet. So that's how it impacted me too. And me and my wife, that's how we kind of connected too. Yeah. That's not trying to sound cheesy and corny, but you know.
Well, now for me and you talking, we don't mind cheesy or corny because we've been we've been conspiring on a playlist of like the cheesiest songs that we love.
Yeah,
we have. I thought
coming
about
to a playlist near you. Stay tuned.
My Endless Love, is that cheesy? My Endless Love.
It is, but I don't like it. There have to be songs we like. I don't like
work on that list.
I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always tell the truth. And
I like Luther's
I don't like
version.
something, I just don't.
I like Luther and Mariah's version of
That's cute.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, come on. Yeah, let's do it. Y'all get me out my shy bag, man.
I'm good on that.
You know, another thing about this I Want You album too, that it bugs me out a little, that Barry Gordy was the executive producer of it.
Oh.
Him and Marvin was the executive producer of this album, which bugs me out because I'm like, come on.
Well, explain to people and me why that bugs you out.
Because I feel like, again, I hate to throw this guy's name up because y'all know I don't like it, but Sean, that it gives me that because I know that wasn't in that studio with Leon, with, you know, Arthur and Marvin and all the musicians. Like, you gonna tell me, I think just because Barry gave, you know, he heard I Want You and gave it to Marvin. It was
I think that's where it comes from.
Let me be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm the reason, I'm the catalyst for this. That's what he like.
We all know what the TikTok is. We know what the TikTok is.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So when I saw that and I look and I'm like, executive produced by Barry Gordy, he's never really on Marvin's stuff at all. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about what's going on, you think about Let's Get It On, you think about Hear My Dear. Well, he definitely wouldn't be on Hear My Dear because it's going at his wife's sister. So he like
shat on all that. He shat on his music.
Right.
He really shat on what's going on. They threw it in the trash. Threw it in the trash.
Yes. I'm like,
Yeah. But
Y'all saw the documentary, right? The one with Barry Gordy and I think Smokey was at the beginning.
Yeah. You talking about the Hitsville? Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
They left out a lot. They left out a lot. They trimmed the fat.
Oh,
the mess.
Oh, very trimmed. You hear? It was cute for the world. It was cute. But if we gonna be honest, it's a lot of stuff that was.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. It's for the Motown brand. I get it.
Right.
I get it. It's cute.
Whatever. Whatever. I'm sorry.
But yes. So thank you for sharing with us. Can you tell the people where we can find you if you want to be found?
Y'all can find me at Neltron8000 on IG, on Instagram, or Neltron8000 on Twitter. Yep.
All right. Well, we
thank y'all
appreciate
so much for having me.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
This was so cool.
And before I hop off, I want to say one thing I love about Neltron is now he gonna ask you a bunch of questions. However, whatever. No, this is gonna be a compliment.
No. Yeah. Take over.
It's all good.
Yeah. However, I never mind it because he takes that info, he goes and he studies, and then he comes back and tells you what he learned, and he'll find some other stuff and enlighten you. So I think that's really dope. And when it's people like that asking questions, I don't mind. You can ask me 1,000 questions and I'll never get tired.
And that is a trait that I love about Neltron so much, because again, he does that. He will go research and come back to you and be like, "What?"
And school you.
Yeah, and
No. Not on certain things. But not usually. I'm just here to learn. But that Zoe, I still got Zoe in the car right now. All his albums and Foreign Exchange. I'm in my FE bag right now because of y'all. So yeah, man. Thank y'all. For real.
You hear that, Zoe?
Okay.
Yeah, what you said?
I said, you hear that, Zoe? We putting people on.
Yes, I'm on it, man. I'm in the tall black guy. Yes, let's go.
Yeah. So we appreciate you and thank you for hanging out with us on Catch That Mini.
Love y'all guys. For real. Appreciate it.